Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max.
Welcome, everyone. We are the Geek Patrol, and our microphones don't have a stun setting. I'm Joe Thorderson, here with my friends Brandon Olmstead and Allan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And sitting in today as one of our featured guests is our good buddy Andy Lockley, who, Andy, you wear a lot of hats, man. You're in media these days, right? Still?
Yeah. Doing a little bit of writing, doing a little bit of editing. You know, all the good fun bits.
And Andy, I met you through the formation of the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention. You were at the first one.
I was at year one, yes.
And you even helped
many
us
years ago.
I remember you helped us promote by dressing as the Joker and going to promotional events and also being at the very first Geek 101 as the Joker. So we appreciate it, man. So
absolutely, yeah.
And you look like it. So, you look like the Joker
not anymore. That was a long time ago.
Anyway,
and he's had plenty of therapy to overcome that year.
Yeah.
So he's good.
Yeah.
But Brandon, what brings Andy in the studio today?
So Andy has been a member of the Geek Patrol for off and on for several years. And me and him went and saw the new Superman movie. We hit the 3D IMAX along with his wife Brittany, and we got to talk about some things.
Yes, did you guys see it spoiler free? Like, okay, you were there Thursday, right?
Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon.
So you really couldn't have got to an earlier show.
There was one show before us, and it started at 3:15.
But Brandon, you know everything and you see everything on the internet. Was this movie spoiled for you? I guess that's what I'm asking.
I mean, outside of what is shown in the trailers, yes, and as much as you may have seen in the trailers, guys, it's like the trailer was cut correctly. It did not give you all the best scenes of the movie, and it really didn't let you in on any of the characters' personalities outside of Guy Gardner.
Okay, gotcha.
We all know he sucks.
Yeah. Well, I wonder.
Personality-wise.
There's probably a lot of people that don't know who he is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you'll learn quick enough in the movie. But we'll get into that with. It was an experience. Somebody actually said it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I was like, that's ridiculous. But then when I got in there, it's true, because this was the first time I went and saw a Superman movie or any kind of comic book movie that was genuinely faithful to the source material.
Okay. Well, Andy, you were obviously excited enough to get in here and talk about this, right?
So I was not spoiled on anything, but I did that on purpose. I avoided social media about Superman as much as possible, aside from like following the official channels and stuff. So all I had seen was the trailers. That's all I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
I went into that movie with a need for it to be good.
Why now? Why? Because I have totally managed expectations. Like, I don't have the emotional attachment. Maybe you do, but you had. Why did this have to be good?
Because comic book films for what? When did Endgame come out?
It's been a while.
20-something. 19? 20? No.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Yeah, Endgame was pre-COVID.
Endgame's
Endgame
2018.
2018, right.
Yeah.
So essentially since Endgame, comic book films have been on a, I would almost say a steady decline, but that's a lie. They've been falling off a cliff.
Except the Batman, and I'll die on that hill.
The Batman is an exception to the rule.
But we don't. Me and Andy have discussed this before. We don't really consider the Batman to be a comic book.
It's not a comic book film. It's a detective movie.
It's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
The guy just happens to be dressed like a bat.
Right.
Yeah.
I was actually having this conversation last night. I said, if you put Sherlock Holmes in that place and take out Batman, it's the exact same film.
Yeah.
And we don't say that in any kind of negative way.
No, the Batman is an incredible movie.
He's supposed
really,
to be
really
a
good.
detective.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's perfect.
But I came into this film needing for it to be good because I need comic book movies to be good again.
Yeah.
I need them. And by good, I don't mean like, oh, this is like it's not faithful to its source material or anything like that. Because like a movie like Thunderbolts, for example, did a pretty decent job of telling the story of the character. What I needed was a character-driven film that made me want to go see it again.
Oh, interesting.
And that is exactly what we got.
Oh, so well.
This film, I would say that the closest thing as an example to this stays true to who the character is, this is Iron Man 1.
Really? But there's a lot of characters in it.
But better.
And well,
holy smokes, that's pretty high praise.
You're right,
man.
Joe. There are a lot of characters in it.
Yeah.
But at no point do any of them feel forced.
And at no point do any of them overshadow Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
And that's James Gunn said that in various interviews throughout.
And we wanted to believe him.
But also we were going like, well, the only referential stuff that we had for James Gunn for superhero movies was team stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, and okay, he made Peacemaker.
But I mean, Peacemaker in of itself is an ensemble. While Peacemaker is the main focus, we've also got Vigilante, we've got Harcourt, we've got the rest of the team.
Right.
You know, it's like it is an ensemble show. So we were really going, all right. You say this, you're not gonna overshadow anyway. We're good with this. We went in there with measured expectations, and we were blown away.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that Andy. Andy. I felt that way. I don't want to sound like that guy, but the Last Jedi sort of was a little bit of a traumatic experience because it was the first time I'm like, okay, this is exactly the opposite of what I want. And then we started getting these superhero movies and science fiction movies that were colossal disappointments. But I've sort of hardened my heart a little bit. Like I just kind of have accepted that's how it is. But you needed this to be good. Wow.
So the biggest problem that's been present for a lot of these films for the past couple of years has been that the studios have just been taking a cookie cutter and going boop, 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 and putting out product. And they're all relatively, like you can follow the plot points almost to the letter. You can write them down before you go into the theater.
You know when the twist is coming.
You know when the twist is coming. You know what it's going to be. You know what character is going to have the dramatic turn halfway through Act 2. You know, like all of that stuff.
We knew the moment that Bob was going to go void.
Right.
It's just,
like you knew.
I won't mention what dinosaur is going to eat the other one when.
Well, we don't see those movies anymore, and it's your fault, Allan.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But it's interesting because the other thing that's interesting to me is we're not going to deal in spoilers, but anyway. Okay, we're going to continue when we come back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. Allan Gilbraith doesn't need Horcruxes. The Geek Patrol is back.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Allan Gilbraith and our buddy Max over there behind the glass. And visiting in the studio today, our good buddy Andy Lockley, who wears a lot of hats. Andy, you're a writer. You're in media. Back in the day, you were a Geek Tank member. Now you got a family, you got kids, you got things going on.
Yeah, I got a lot better things to do than be here.
But you came in because you and Brandon went and saw Superman. I do want to say one thing, though, Brandon, because also later we might touch on Sandman Season 2. But, okay, I've been trying to keep these things from being spoiled for me.
Right.
Although I do know all the storylines of Sandman because I've read the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is, despite that, the algorithms know me. So if I'm going on Google, you get all these suggested stories that pop up.
Right.
Without fail, every story is saying Superman, a colossal disappointment, Superman, whatever. And then they're saying, like, why is Sandman Season 2 such a disappointment? All this other. And I'm like, okay, why are all these professional, quote unquote, critics saying one thing, but you guys are saying something else? And I've learned not to even listen to those people.
I'm gonna go ahead and unpack this for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to rely on rage bait clicks to
That's
make
what
money,
it is, right?
Because I got a real job.
Yeah.
So, if you look at the aggregate for Superman, its cinema score came out this morning at A-. It's
A-. I mean, there you go. Yeah.
Its Rotten Tomatoes score is over 90.
There are literal, I hate saying it because I enjoyed the Snyderverse for what it was. I really did. But the Snyder Bros are so angry that they're actually posting reviews of a movie they haven't seen before there were showings of a movie. And they're giving you all these plotline spoilers that never happen in the movie.
Yeah.
See, yeah,
they're literally posting stuff that isn't there because they assume that it would be because, like I said, every other comic book film has been this cookie cutter experience. They're assuming stuff that's not there.
So it's a different tone. I mean, the trailers tell you that. It's like it kind of looks Silver Age, right?
What?
I mean,
This movie is Silver Age.
It's so Silver Age.
yeah. And for people that don't know, we're talking Silver Age is what, the late 50s, 60s, early 70s,
Silver
right?
Age went up to like roughly 75 or so.
It was back when kids actually read comic books, and they were written for,
Yeah.
well,
I mean,
anybody
like
could read them. They were pretty safe.
The Silver Age of DC and the Marvel Age of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby creating Marvel kind of overlap a little bit.
Colorful, real, whatever.
Yeah, colorful, crazy sci-fi fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Fun.
Yeah.
Till they
And,
killed Gwen Stacy.
Ambiguous superpowers for Superman.
Yeah.
Like that kind of like, oh yeah, he can do that. Yeah, no, whatever.
Now he
Super
can
hypnotism.
teleport.
Yeah,
now he
fine.
can whatever. Yeah.
This film, in its tone, in its feeling, feels very Silver Age. It has a lot of elements that you would expect out of a Silver Age comic book. More than that, more than anything else, the film is about Superman and Lois
Yeah.
and their characters together.
And okay.
And honestly, how the two of them affect the people around them.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the best portrayals of Jimmy Olsen I've ever seen.
It's set in modern day, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and say this right now. David Cornsweet is the best on-screen Superman there has been since Christopher Reeve.
Really? Now, I got to be honest. When I look at him,
Wait.
Okay.
Rachel Brosnahan and Nicholas Hoult are the best on-screen Lex Luthor and Lois Lane there has ever been.
Nicholas Hoult, I like a lot.
He's
Yeah.
so good, and it's like they took all the parts where every other live action Superman, anything that had Lex in it, it's like, well, we're going to focus on this. We're going to focus on this. It took the best parts of every Lex, and Nicholas Hoult then hit a grand slam.
Yeah.
We get a
Well,
baseball.
that guy can act, man. He's a good actor.
There's no like ambiguous like kind of feeling of like, oh, well, he's kind of justified it. No, he's evil.
He's just a jerk.
Yeah, he is straight.
That's what Allan wants in his villains.
He
so.
is he is a bad person.
You expect with some of the other stuff you see that this is going to be we're going to be tame. And you kind of get that feeling, and then you see there's a specific scene with Lex where you see what happens, and you immediately know this is the most lethal Lex Luthor we've ever seen on film as well.
Mm-hmm. And God, selfish, self-centered,
egotistical,
full-on
narcissist,
absolutely singularly focused on his goal, unbelievably so. Like, just and he plays it. You never ever feel like, oh, he's chewing the scenery, or like he's overdo. You never feel like he's overdoing it, and you're like, no, he genuinely feels this way.
And you can see in the opposite corner, you can see the earnestness in Lois. She gives Clark the business about interviewing himself.
Right.
About how it's...
Oh, yeah. Her journalistic integrity is absolutely
through the
unimpeachable.
friggin' roof.
Oh, no, I like that.
Her journalistic integrity is absolutely unimpeachable.
Yep. And it was nice to see shallow Cat Grant again.
Yeah, right.
I love the character development they did for Cat Grant in the Supergirl series.
Wait, Cat?
But Cat Grant is the entertainment gossip reporter for the Daily Planet. And she is full on.
That's what she does.
That's exactly what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy's a Cub reporter, but he's also the guy who does all their story research. And he,
Jimmy actually has a extremely pivotal role in this film.
Jimmy is very important. And even though the Justice Gang, because they're not a league and they don't have a name yet, they're basically fighting over the name. You get Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. He talks about the fact he's an intergalactic police officer, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You get Hawkgirl, you get Mr. Terrific, but they never feel like they're just like forced into the scene.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about the supporting characters, but you said something about David Cornsweet. to me, when I saw the trailers, he nails Clark Kent. I'm like, okay, he pulls it off. To me, he didn't look as much like Superman, but I haven't seen the movie yet. So, but we'll find out how he pulls off that dynamic, and maybe it's more important to establish Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, all right, well, we're going to continue when we come back here on Geek Tank Radio.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
I know why you did that, Max. And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmsted and Allan Gilbreth, and our buddy Max over there behind the glass, and our visiting correspondent, our buddy Andy Lockley, who went and saw Superman. It's funny to me that this is the first movie called just Superman.
It is.
And
because a lot of people will make that, which you did earlier. The original 78 film is called Superman the Movie. That is its official title. So there's never been a film called Superman before.
I didn't know that. I have an on-air confession, you guys, and I think this speaks to a bigger problem in our society. So,
oh God,
okay, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan. I don't hate the guy. I don't have anything against him. I just his taste or his whatever. His stuff isn't always to my taste.
So I felt the same way.
But I was going to sort of just see how this movie played out and then decide whether I wanted to watch it when it came on streaming or actually go to the theater. Based on these little stupid articles that pop up on my phone, I'm like, well, I'll just see it on streaming. But now talking to you guys, I'm like, okay, I want to go see it in the theater. But how many millions of people are there out there like me that they get all their information from the algorithms and the stuff and are missing out on things like this?
There's a ton of you.
Yeah.
Because we talked about it, and on top of that, there's also the people who are so tired of the theater experience because you go in so often, you pay an arm and a leg to see the movie you want to, and because there is no courtesy in society anymore, you don't get to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so
I'd still like the theater, but you're not wrong. Sometimes there's that jerk on their phone, or they're just disturbing everybody.
We dropped 3 people went to go see this film.
The
tickets came out to $60 something bucks.
It was $78 with everything included.
Yeah, and then snacks hit us for another $40.
Yeah.
So we talking about IMAX and everything.
Oh yeah,
we went
did
IMAX and 3D and whatnot.
3D. We did the full on, and I'm going to go ahead and say I don't do 3D.
I don't really like 3D.
Yeah, I didn't know it was in 3D either. I had a pretty nice headache when I got home.
Yeah,
from the movie.
But it was worth it.
I would do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's 2 scenes where things are moving in a circular pattern.
Yeah.
Where you feel a little dizzy.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because there's an experience there.
I would say that was probably because of the 3D in the first place. Like if we saw it in a regular theater, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, unless you have one of those, things about flashing lights or anything like that.
Well, you just close your eyes. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not giving away spoilers. It's when he's flying and he kind of rotates around something, and then later on when they're going up a staircase going towards the roof of the Daily Planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
everything else is seamless.
Yeah, you just close your eyes,
I felt the same way about James Gunn. Like, I didn't like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I know, I'm the outsider. I never thought Guardians were that funny either.
I felt like Gunn, for that first Guardians movie, he significantly undercut the dramatic tension of the climax of that film for a joke about him dancing like Michael Jackson.
Right.
And that killed the movie for me.
Yeah.
Like, I was up to that point, I was like, it's all right. And then I got there and I went, okay, you have focused on this villain character and his sole purpose of doing this thing that he's literally half an inch away from doing, and he pauses because he sees a person dancing in front of him. That made literally no sense to me.
Yeah.
Nah, Ronan sucks. He gets distracted easily. You read the comics.
I'm curious though.
I would have thrown a raccoon at him myself, but hey.
I've always been skeptical of James Gunn.
Yeah.
And there are parts. This is not a perfect movie. I'm not going to say that. There are some very small elements of this film that I'm kind of like, about. But they are significantly overshadowed.
Okay.
By one, the performances of the actors. 2, the fact that unwaveringly they stay true to Superman's character, which is, as you see in the trailer when he's arguing with Lois, people were going to die.
Yeah.
That's
it. He's helping people.
His entire, literally, okay. It is a very, 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 very small thing when they're, as you see in the trailer, when they're fighting the giant monster in Metropolis. He goes around and saves everything.
Yeah.
A dog,
A
people,
squirrel.
and a squirrel.
He also
He makes sure
From the kaiju, you mean?
Yeah.
that he makes sure a squirrel does not get stepped on by the kaiju.
That's pretty funny.
That is his sole mission and purpose, is protect life as much as possible.
dude, I mean, to the point where he's trying to find a way to subdue the kaiju
Without killing it.
You know what's the thing?
And it's, I mean, but at the same time, he's trying to keep it from doing any damage whatsoever. It's like when he hits it and it stumbles back towards the building, he flies
turns around and catches it to make sure it
so
doesn't hit the building.
Well, see, okay, thank you, finally, because the one thing that always stood out to me in the comics is, or not the comic, like the live-action Justice League or something. Okay, Superman's having this epic battle in the middle of Metropolis, and at least in the Snyderverse, they portray that. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, you're stopping this guy, but you wiped out 50 buildings. Who knows how many people were killed in the collateral damage?
And for the first time ever, and it's true.
Like,
for the first time ever in Batman vs. Superman, they focused on the damage that was caused during that battle.
right.
Yeah.
But Superman here is thinking of that. That's
this
good.
movie
I
has
like
something, and I'm going to piss off the Snyder Bros so hard right now. This movie has something that Zack Snyder doesn't understand when it comes to superheroes. This movie has something that I've been saying a lot of modern movies are missing.
Yeah.
This movie has heart.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean that's what it sounded like. Now I want to go see the movie. So it's like, but now.
Well, you can't now.
What about the costume though? Because
what about the costume?
It doesn't look good in the trailer.
It looks
to me.
incredible.
It looks
Does
incredible.
it?
And,
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks loose and like it's
not
floppy and
it's
bulky.
not supposed to be super tight. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be clothes.
Yeah. And anybody who is worried about the design, the lines, and everything, if you've watched My Adventures with Superman,
Yeah.
That's what it
that's
looks
the
like.
exact same costume.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nod to the original symbol, the logo.
It's a slight. There's a lot of nods in the costume. Like the collar is New 52. The shield is obviously Kingdom Come. Like there's a lot of different stuff, but the way that it looks on him,
yeah.
especially when you're watching him fly around and do stuff,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
All right, cool. All right, we're going to have a few parting thoughts about Superman, and I hope we can at least touch on Sandman
Probably
Season
not.
2.
You're listening to Geek Tank Radio on 98.1 The Max. The Geek Patrol is back.
Honestly, I hate working here. They are so weird.
And welcome back to Geek Tank Radio, everybody. I'm Joe Thorderson here with my friends Brandon Olmstead and Allan Gilbreth and our buddy Max over there behind the glass and our visiting correspondent, Andy Lockley. And, it's interesting, right? If Andy wasn't here today,
Right.
okay, it would be a whole different scenario because you've burned me in the past with your movie recommendations, and I'll never let you live down.
I did it once.
No, you've done it a couple times.
There's only one time where I literally lied to you about a movie to get you and Laura to go see it because I suffered through it and because we were going to talk about it. So I made sure y'all went and saw it and had to suffer the way I did.
It was a Terminator Genesis. Right. And he was telling me, Andy, what a great movie it was.
That's Brandon's true personality right there.
But you're here, and you're a pretty tough. A lot of times you and I agree, although I'm not going to mention Wonder Woman 2017 because
you totally just did.
We butt heads on that, so we're going to keep that out of the conversation. But
I'll fight somebody about how bad that movie is.
See, exactly. But Andy, you're a tough critic, is what I'm getting at. But you and I have similar sensibilities on some of these, so I'm trusting. Now I want to go see this movie, man.
Yeah, what Joe's saying is he's trusting me because he doesn't trust Brandon anymore.
He burned that trust, man. I'm sorry, Brandon.
Hey, I sat through the fountain.
One time burns a bridge.
I
That's
sat
crazy.
I sat through the fountain for you, Joe.
Hey, now that is a great movie.
No, it's not.
That is.
Whoa.
That's one of my favorites. So
I'm sorry.
You don't want to mess with me when it comes to this.
Hey, and
I'm a Jackman fan, and I can't stand watching that movie.
Oh, that movie's outstanding.
I watched that movie and it hurt me.
It's a great movie. But hey, you guys, real quick. So I mean, I guess we're gonna all, I don't know what Allan will do. Allan will probably watch. He'll watch.
You'd be shocked at how many things Allan actually watches now.
Not at the theater.
Well, it's because Allan doesn't want to spend a bunch of money he could spend on plants and food.
Let's just put it this way: there are one word that leaps to the dollar amount. Andy calculated.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
There is no movie on this planet that I will spend that much money to go to.
For the amount I spent on one of our tickets for Superman, Allan can buy like 6 blueberry bushels.
There you go. That's his jam. So,
yeah.
But I do want to
Team
ask
Dirt.
you guys. So, Sandman season 2 came out, and it's funny. I have to be, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I can't believe this. By the way,
What?
audience, you're going to be so disappointed in Joe.
No, I mean, what's changed it for me is like after learning all these revelations about Neil Gaiman, which we're not going to discuss here, but it's tainted my view of the Sandman stories. Because I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of weird stuff in those stories. But now I'm always wondering how much of this is born out of his kind of perversions and stuff. So it's like. But, yeah.
I was going to say, Joe, whether he was acting on them or not in the past, they were still all born from his perversion.
I'm just saying. But so season 2 came out, and the algorithms were telling me what a rotten show this was. They said the dialogue is stupid, the acting's terrible, the whatever. And I watched the first 3 episodes, and I didn't find that to be the case at all.
It's like I was saying, man. These guys have to rely on you clicking. So when they hit it with a rage bait, headline, people are going to click.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
A writer's weird.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I'm good.
Weird is okay.
I'm dropping the mic.
We're talking criminal activity with him, though. But I will say the first 3 episodes, I thought the pacing could have been picked up a little bit. Like I stuck with it.
I genuinely think that they felt they had to reestablish the setting, especially considering how long it's been since the end of season 1.
Okay, and I will say just out of the gate, because people might, I don't agree at all with the, if you want to say, theological concepts in Sandman. I mean, they're absurd, actually. So I have to forego that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. The angelic pantheon that exists in the DC Vertigo stories across any of them.
Yeah,
they're not faithful to
any religious methodology,
right? They're really not. These are genuinely fictional characters and not characters that are based on anybody's faith outside of name and possible design.
Right. But Brandon, how far in are you?
When you told me that you still had to, you hadn't, finished the thing, I went ahead and stayed at the end of episode 3. I was going to watch the next 3 episodes already, but I had told Amy we would watch them together. And I wasn't going to make her watch them yesterday because,
okay,
it had been a long day.
Well, Andy, I haven't seen you, I've seen you, but we haven't discussed Sandman at all since it became a Netflix show, and I don't remember your opinion on it.
I watched season 1 while I had COVID.
Perfect time to hunker in.
Well, I literally couldn't move.
They put it on and they
talk
moved
about
the
a
remote.
captive audience. So yeah,
no, I put it on for myself because I wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was literally bedridden, so I was like, I can't do anything else. I hardly ever get time to watch stuff. So
yeah,
perfect timing, right? Except for the moment when I had to tell my wife if I can't breathe anymore, we're gonna have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I watched the whole season, the whole first season in one day.
Okay,
And
so you binged it, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the first season. I have not yet watched any of season 2.
Okay.
So I can't speak to the changes that have been made or anything on the dialogue or the performances or anything like that. What I will say is I obviously, of course, love the Sandman comics. I thought they were great. I really enjoyed the first season of the show. So my thing is, there's always a curiosity, especially when Netflix rolls around and does their thing, about how the actors and everybody else felt knowing, like, okay, this is the end of the line.
Yeah, because you could have kept this show going for. I mean, we know there's plenty of source material.
Now, I've heard that season 2 was planned to be the final season of Sandman, regardless of
Because it
the
was
stuff that came
expensive.
out with Neil Gaiman.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's the case.
No,
but
that's been mentioned because it is a tremendously expensive show to make.
It looks expensive, and it's probably good anyway because I think people are learning you can't do 7 seasons of a show anymore. You got to get in and get out. I mean, like Andor was perfect. You got 2 seasons, and so maybe that's the formula going forward. But once we all watch it, we'll report back. But it's not going to happen today, you guys. The show's over. It's time to go. So until next week, we are the Geek Patrol, and I am Joe Thorderson.
I'm Allan Gilbreth.
I'm
Andy
Maximilian.
Oh.
Oh, I'm Andy Lockley.
And I am Brandon Olmsted, confused by the overlap, but hey, evolution's tonight.
Lovely.